Right, today we are talking about a very exciting topic on electricity. All right, electricity is so important to all of us. All right, but it can be our friend. Electricity is definitely our friend. You know, right now you can see from my video, my hair is flying all over the place. It's because I'm turning on the fan. You know, the weather has gotten too hot nowadays. So instead of turning on the aircon, I have chosen to turn on a small table fan to blow at myself. So that is it's more comfortable. Aircon will use up more electricity, all right? So I have to pay much more if I'm using aircon, so which I didn't. Let me check. All right. Okay. It's okay. We will start. Hope Sherman is able to join us later. Right. Let's start then. Worksheet 22. All right. Now, first question is, which fuse rating is suitable for a device that requires 8 ampere to function? All right, now 8 ampere, let me just spell here. Ampere is good to know how to spell it. 8 ampere is the current. How much current is flowing in a wire? All right. So let's say I have a electrical appliance. All right, let's say a table fan. And this table fan requires at least 8 ampere to function well. All right, to switch on my table fan, let's say I need 8 amperes of current. Okay, so which fuse rating will you choose? Now for fuse rating, right, some of you actually choose, let's say if you choose 7 ampere, let's say if you choose 7 ampere, what happens is when there's a current of 7 ampere or more than 7 ampere, let's say you have 7.1 ampere of current flowing through, then 7.1 ampere will actually, 7.1 is more than 7. Then what happens is the wire, can you see the wire? Actually, there's one wire here like this. All right, but right now, do you see this wire is broken? Okay, let me duplicate the screen. My screen is not done properly. Okay, now you should be able to see bigger. All right, can. All right, can you all see the wires being broken? All right, so here what happens is when there is too much current, all right, and when they have too much current flowing in the wire, then what happens is the wire gets overheated. And what happens when the wire gets too hot? The wire breaks. And when the wire breaks, you can see that, you know, this part, with the circuit part shows the break in the wire. We say that the fuse blows. We don't really say the fuse is spoiled, but we say fuse blows, right? Like blowing a balloon like that, all right? But you blow a fuse, all right? So once the fuse is broken, you need to change to a new fuse. You cannot reuse it again, all right? Once the wire is broken, you can't, you know, glue back the wire, all right? You know, Scotch tape that, all right? So we will not choose 7 amperes because if I need, let's say my table fan needs 8 ampere of current to work well as a fan, then if you choose a fuse that has a fuse rating of 7 ampere, then when I have 8 ampere of current flowing to the fan, the 8 ampere of current will overheat the fuse wire, will overheat the wire inside the fuse. Then the wire inside the fuse gets so hot until the wire breaks. Once the wire breaks, it's an open circuit, then current can no longer flow in the open circuit. All right, so we don't choose 7 ampere. Now, usually we will choose a fuse rating that is slightly higher than the current that you need. All right, so let me write here, choose, all right, fuse rating that is just slightly higher than the current that you need for your appliance. Let me write here, slightly higher than the amount of current that you need. All right, you need for your appliance. All right, for the fan appliance such as your fan. Okay, so since I need 8 ampere of current, so I choose something, a fuse rating that is slightly higher than 8 ampere, my answer will be 9 ampere. All right, so the concept I put in yellow, when a current, let's say you have a current flowing in the wire, and this current is higher than the fuse rating, then the wire in the fuse will melt, get overheated and melt, and breaks the circuit. Okay, so this prevents high current from flowing through the wiring and flowing through the appliance so that it will not damage my appliance. If too much current flows to my fan will be spoiled. If too little current flow to my fan cannot work. All right, so I need the correct amount of current flow to my fan. Right now in Singapore, right, the fuse that we usually use is 13 ampere fuse rating. So this is one fuse used in Singapore. Fuse rating can go from 1 ampere, 2 ampere. You can see here 1 ampere, 2 ampere, 3 ampere, 3A, right? 5A is 5 ampere, 7A is 7 ampere, you got 10 ampere, you got 13 ampere. Singapore uses 13 ampere fuse rating. All right. So this is the wire in the fuse. Once the wire gets too hot and melts, then it will break. Then the fuse needs to be changed. All right, so the answer is C. Any questions so far? If I'm going too fast, all right, or too slow, feel free to unmute yourself and stop me. Or if you don't understand anything, feel free to unmute yourself and let me know which part you need help in. If you're too shy to unmute yourself, you use a chat. You type your question into the chat, or you can say, I don't understand. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 2. Now, which of the following correctly describes an ideal fuse? All right. Now, fuses, the concept here is fuses are usually sacrificed in order to protect much more expensive electrical appliances from the damaging effects of overcurrent. Because if too much current flow into my fan, my poor fan will be spoiled. All right. So, you know, sometimes your electrical appliance can cost a few $100s or even a few $1,000s if you're talking about a television, a smart television, or a fridge. All right. So we actually sacrifice a fuse. Once the fuse blows, all right, I cannot say fuse spoil. Once the fuse blows, you need to change it. All right, you need to change to a new one. You need to sacrifice a fuse. You cannot repair it. Once the wire inside the fuse has melted, gets overheated, too hot, the wire gets too hot, the wire melts and breaks, the wire breaks, then you will say the fuse blows. Okay, so fuses are designed to have very low resistance so that they do not interfere with the circuits that they are protecting. So we sacrifice a fuse to protect our very expensive electrical appliances, but the fuses have very low resistance. So here, zero resistance is considered very low. So the answer is B. All right. Now, A is definitely wrong because you cannot reset a fuse. Remember, we need to change the new fuse once your fuse has blown. And then it meaning the wire in the fuse. The wire inside the fuse gets too hot, it will melt. When the current flowing through the fuse is above, it's not below, it should be above. All right, when you have a current that's higher than the rating, then the wire will get too hot and melt. So I give you an example. Let's say I have 13 ampere fuse rating. All right, used in Singapore. So let's say this one, I'm using this one. All right, 13 capital A, 13 ampere. This is one fuse. This is the fuse. All right, here at the bottom left. Then if I'm using 13 ampere fuse, if let's say 14 ampere current, amount of current flows. All right, so what will happen? If 14 ampere current flows through the fuse, will my fuse blow? Yes or no? Can everybody type your answer in the chat? Will my fuse blow? If I have 14 ampere current flowing through the fuse, will my fuse blow? Yes or no? Can you type into the chat, please? All right, everybody type in the chat. It's okay if you have the wrong answer. It's for me to check your understanding. How about Zeyu? Would you like? Oh, Zeyu got your answer. Zeyu, thank you for your answer. Nicole, I got your answer. Javier, I got your answer. Jocelyn, I got your answer. Well done. I have 4 answers. All right. All of you wrote yes. One of you wrote no. Don't worry. Even if you're the only one who got the wrong answer, as long as you it's good that we make mistakes, that everybody learns together. Sometimes your friend may get the correct answer because your friend is just guessing. And then maybe they have good luck today and then they guess correctly, but actually they don't really understand. So don't worry, even if you're the only one who got it wrong. Now, let me explain. Now for Javier, take a look at this. If I have 13 ampere fuse rating, that means the wire inside the fuse can only take up to 13 ampere. The wire can only tahan, in Malay word, the wire in the fuse can only tahan, can only take up to 13 ampere current. Then if you put 14 ampere current to flow through the fuse, well, the fuse cannot take it. The fuse cannot take it. Too much current already, too high a current. 14 is a number that is bigger than 13. Therefore, the fuse will break. All right, not break, sorry, blows. Meaning that the wire inside the fuse gets too hot, all right, and melts. So the wire can melt and breaks, melts, and then breaks. So the wire will break. So the answer should be yes. Okay, so if your current is a number that's bigger than the fuse rating, then the poor fuse cannot take it. All right, okay. So Javier, do you understand this? Is it okay now, Javier? All right, so let me ask the next question. So let's say my fuse rating now is 3 ampere fuse rating. All right, I change to another type of fuse that is 3 ampere. Okay, like this one, 3 ampere. Okay, now if I have 2.5 ampere current flowing, all right, flowing through the fuse. Can you tell me, will the fuse blow? Everybody type your answer into the chat. My poor grammar. Will fuse blow? All right, will the fuse blow? All right. Now, it's good that y'all give me response. Then I understand that actually you do not understand. It's okay. Let me explain again. Fuse rating means the fuse can only take up to a maximum of 3 ampere current. All right, without blowing. It is still okay without being spoiled. That means without blowing. Right, that means without getting spoiled, without blowing. So maximum is 3 ampere, can only tahan 3 ampere. Any current more than 3 ampere, the poor fuse cannot take it already. Then the poor fuse, the wire inside the fuse gets too hot, the wire in the fuse will melt and break. All right, so the answer for this is the fuse will not blow. All right, will not. So it's still safe because 2.5 is a number smaller than 3. So do you understand now? Do you see the difference? So let me draw a line here.